Hi there, Saleh. I just sent you a speaker request. You should have it now. There we go.
Hello.
Hi there, Saleh. How's it going?
Hello. It's good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm good. Have I got your pronunciation right? It's Saleh, right?
Yep, Sir.
Perfect. And where are you from?
Yeah, our team is based around South Asia.
Oh, nice. Same here.
Yeah.
Let me add Faiz will join as well. Let me just add him, invite him to speak. And PJ is there as well. Let me invite him. So I guess the only one missing at the moment is Laki.
Yeah, he's going to be joining via the main account.
Okay. Hey guys, a few people joining in. Just waiting for a couple more people to join, and we'll get things on the road. Yep, PJ,
Hello,
you're there.
everyone.
Hey Faiz.
Hello, PC. Hey, Fizz. We can't hear you, Fizz. Also, I think Lucky sent a request. Did you receive that?
Oh, let me check. Nope. Oh yeah. Okay. Is it Sadeep has request to speak?
No, it's not Sudeep.
Okay.
Uh, it's supposed to come from the Gangsterverse account.
Okay, I've got a request from Sadeep. Should I don't see Gangsterverse on the.
Yeah, yeah, it's not showing up as listeners, right?
Oh, yep. Not showing. Nope. Don't see. I see PJ and Soleil and Fez.
Twitter Spaces. I mean, it's probably one of those issues where he's joining from his side, but it's not showing up on our side. This happens a
Uh,
lot.
yeah. Tell me about it. Is Sadeep from your team as well? No.
He is, but I think he probably just mistakenly
Okay.
clicked it.
All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, Gangsters is listening.
Okay, it's showing up as a listener.
It's not showing on my. Let me check on the. Let me invite Gangsters. Should work then. Give me a couple of minutes. Okay, there we are. Let me just add. There we go. I sent an invite just now. Oh yeah, yeah. He's listening in. Let me just add in. Yeah,
Finally, okay. I
yeah.
can see him as a listener.
Perfect. Let me approve him. All right. Hi, Lucky. Hi,
Finally,
guys.
dude.
I was I was using my mobile phone. It didn't work. I just switched to desktop, a laptop, and now it allows me. So weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Twitter
for
really
me.
needs to get into this. Sometimes it's the laptop that does not work, sometimes it's the phone that does not work.
Yeah, it's opposite for me actually. It's doesn't work on my desktop, but it works on my laptop. So on my phone. So yeah, weird.
No, last time it didn't work on my PC. It worked on my and on my phone, but now it's the opposite. So you gotta try everything.
Yeah. True.
It's crazy. Okay, okay.
Fez.
Let's start
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
space.
I just want
Uh,
to cover. Yep.
is Fez
Yeah.
speaking?
Yeah. That's what I want to check. Fez is listening in.
Did yes? Can you hear me? It's saying
Hey,
hello.
Fez.
Uh, Hello,
Thank you
Fez.
so much.
Hello,
Hey
Fred.
guys, hey guys.
Hope everything is
I
good.
don't know why it didn't work on the desktop. I finally got power back, and yeah. Anyway, that's the
All
first.
right.
So yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. So I guess we can start if everyone's good to go.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Welcome everyone. Today we have a very special episode where we host a few key members from the Gangsterverse team, and of course we have Fez, who's the head of product at Icon. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, we well we're mainly convened today to talk about, especially on the Gangwars tournament on Icon and Base, and we'll be talking, of course, on Icon GMP tech that obviously helps power this tournament. So, guys, before I start bombarding you guys with questions, I think it would be good to know a bit about you guys since it's been a while. Your roles at Gangsterverse, and a bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. Let me go first. So, my name is Soler. I've been working with the Gangsterverse team for around 2 years now, and I mainly focus on the community and the creative sides. I do graphic stuff and music stuff, and help out with the game design and stuff as well. That's where I fall into place in the whole Gangsterverse thing. And right now, of course, that multi-team tournament, I'm helping with the marketing and the creative efforts. That's about it from me.
Hi guys, I'm PJ from Gangsterverse. I'm the technical lead on Gangwars tournament, and yeah, it's really awesome seeing you all here.
Hello.
Lucky.
Yeah, this is Lake. I'm one of the co-founders of Gangsterverse. We launched Gangsterverse as I would say one of the first popular NFT projects on Icon. This was back in Q1 2020, 2021. I still remember a lot of the Icon users buying their first NFTs in Icon as Gangsterverse. So it's been a long ride. I can definitely speak about this more, but my role is especially on the strategy, also on the execution, um, and this coming up with new plans for Gangsterverse, new games, events, and I just support our team members. They are especially based in South Asia and also the US.
Nice. Yeah, of course. Like, obviously, I remember all the Iron Icon episodes, especially Laki has been interviewed in. Obviously, I remember Gangster Bit as well. A fantastic project. And then you guys have obviously grown.
Roche, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me, Fez? Hello? Fez? Yeah, you're on mute, but
He's in-
Have I lost Roche?
I'm here. Can you guys?
No. Hello, Fez.
Yes.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Uh, um, oh, should I be doing intros as well? Yep. Okay. Fez, uh, I am head of product at Icon. That's getting used to that title. So yes, I was in the early days community member, huge fan of Gangster Bet. Tried to encourage. I loved its unique aspect of leveling up the characters and a token associated to it and a deflationary token. All that just was just right up my alley. So I'm loving that Gangster Bet have stuck around. The team's been building constantly in the background, and excited to hear how the cross-chain tournament's going to work, what it's about, and yeah, just happy that we're at this phase where no promises of building things. It is like stuff's got has been built, and now we're here to show, showcase the product.
Yeah, I'm excited as well to do this interview because I would really want to hear more about about Icon GAP
I can't hear
powering
anyone
this.
talking now, Arosh especially if he's talking. But I'll just go on mute.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you, but I think it's something wrong
Fez,
with this.
Fez.
Fez, can you yes?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. I just can't hear if Arosh is talking or not.
Oh,
Maybe mute the mic.
All good, all good. I'll go on mute. Carry.
maybe you can reconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe reconnecting my work. All right. So while Fez reconnects, first couple of questions are for Gangsterverse team. I know you spoke a bit, Lake, about the origins of the project, but originally it was Gangster Bet. Could you talk to us about how Gangster Bet transformed to Gangsterverse?
Sure, Aras. I mean, first of all, thank you for hosting this. I think this is, I guess, our first time in Twitter space with Icon. I think we did some podcast with Fez long time ago on Ion Icon, the first time. So, and I think during that time we were Gangsta Bet as a collection. So I think, as Fez mentioned, I think there's someone can mute the mic. So weird. Uh, Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so GangstaBet launched as a NFT collection on Icon like 3+ years ago. During that time, like Fez mentioned, we were a very it was a unique NFT in that time because a fixed number of NFTs with token generation with a deflationary emission, and the tokens can be used for uh, like upgrading our characters, changing the names, writing stories. So it was a very unique time during that time. But as things progressed, uh, I mean, Gangsterverse evolved as I would say a very unique project because we launched Emerald City. We have so there's some feedback. Someone is eating. Can you mute the mic? I just losing my thought.
Yeah, there's everyone's on mute. So you can see.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Gangsterbet. After Gangsterbet, we launched the Emerald City, which is a city in Icon, a gangster detective city, uh, with 11,111 lands, with unique properties, with unique things that you can do on the land. Uh, but for some reason we have kind of paused that project, but as we saw things progress on the NFT space, on the gaming space, we launched multiple games. One is Gangwars in Icon, and then some mini games like Rock Paper Scissors on the Emerald City. The eventual plan is the Emerald City hosting several games, user generated games, uh, in in Emerald City, that by using the assets like Crown, like NFTs, and also their own uh, on own assets if need be. So we did some experiments around that. Uh, Uh, then we launched Gangwars on base as well, with a very unique approach by staking the NFTs on Icon, characters being generated on base. We did a partnership with uh, Animoca Brands Tower ecosystem, we're using their tower token on Gangwars on base. So things have progressed a lot. So just probably a month or two back, we revamped the entire Gangsterverse website. Now you can see Gangsterverse as a collection of games, collection of digital assets or collectibles events around gangsters and detectives theme across different blockchains. So base, scale. We also plan to launch on Sui. So different games, different collections under the brand of Gangsterverse. So the last 3 years has been a very uh, like a wild ride, like transforming ourselves from a NFT collection to a whole brand with presence in multiple chains, multiple networks, and multiple games. I'm definitely going to talk more about our games, uh, but today let's talk about multi-chain tournament. We got a grant from Icon to build this tournament where uh, like people from an Icon and base can participate in a common game. So it's been a long ride, Arush. We are excited. We're happy that we're still here, still building, and we promise to build uh, for uh, years to come.
No, that's great to hear. I think you guys have been one of the core contributors to the Icon ecosystem for many years now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it when you guys launch, hopefully at some point this week with the Gang Wars cross-chain tournament. So on that, what was the just the before we go to the tech side of things, just an overview of the Gang Wars tournament. Like, is there a specific kind of a game that is right now being worked on in the crypto ecosystem, or where did the idea come from?
Uh, uh, Hello.
Yeah, maybe I can ask Lake or Soleil.
I can go first, but there's I can hear someone speak. Is that only me?
Yeah,
There's a background.
I can hear it as well, but I don't know who's. I think everyone, from what I see, everyone's on mute. So apart from myself,
It's so weird. Yep. Yep. Okay. So I can go first, and then Don Solar can take this. Uh, Uh, so I so I think the our whole idea with gangster verse gangster bet was always the experiment to build something on the Web3 crypto space, because we see this as a big milestone for consumers, for the whole tech ecosystem, for digital asset ownership. So we've always been experimenting with digital assets, and Gangwars was a very unique game during that time when we wanted to experiment or build on Icon. Like, it's a very strategic game. It's not a single player; it's a multiplayer. Multiple people can participate at the same time. There's also this element of earning from the game, and there's so much strategy that people have to apply that goes into this game. Hence, when we when we first came up with the idea of Gang Wars, was let's build a game on Emerald City with gangster with NFTs, uh, and set an example where others can build similar games on the Emerald City. So I think that was the very high level, like I would say, background or premise on building Gang Wars. But as you can see, that has just evolved from being from one chain to base, now multi-chain. Um, but our North Star is always, we want to have some asset that people can own and use that asset in games that um, I would say where there's a potential for them to earn via that asset, a very organic way, not from a, I would say, an artificial way of like inflationary way of earning, but we want to create a very sustainable game where people have fun, people participate, people have a sense of identity with the game by using their NFTs, and also just participate in this whole Web3, uh, I would say, movement of from games to collectibles to various initiatives across this industry.
Yeah, well said. Soler, you want to add to that?
I mean, that was basically how we started out, but I think I would rather want to go more detail into the whole tournament thing, how we've reached the tournament phase and how the tournament works currently. So yeah, as Lucky mentioned, we started out with Gangster Beds, and then there was Gangster Emerald City, and then the Emerald City sort of made the whole background of where gang wars will take place, and Gangster Beds were battling each other in Emerald City using all the weapons and sneak moves that we have in the market right now, right? And we basically expanded out to other blockchains base namely, and we had this eureka moment when we realized that there was this thing called xcall being implemented, and we just decided that what about having a gang wars tournament, which you wanted to do from the start, by the way. What about having that tournament across two different blockchains? And just happened in the right time, I guess, with Xcall and all that thing, and we signed up for the CPS and we got the approval. So yeah, Gangwars multi-scene is definitely a very ambitious project for us, and we have been working for it for quite a while. So I'm going to go about the whole structure of how the tournament is going to work out. So the tournament will allow players to join from base and icon. So players can either choose to join from base or choose to join from icon. So if you are joining from icon, like you are, that's our home ground. A lot of people hold the NFTs. So what we have decided is we're going to make it free entry for anyone who holds against a bit NFT and joins using that NFT. So it's going to be completely free for them. But for base side, we have this unique system that we introduced back when we introduced Gang Wars on base, where players can choose from a list of characters. So if they pay a certain fee, then they will have a list of characters to select from, and they will be able to join the tournament using that. So after all that is done, the players will be able to join teams where they can uh, team up with their friends. So, for example, they can join our Discord and they can talk about which team they want to join, and they can all collectively join that one, or they can switch teams. But yeah, after all that is done, then there'll be a qualification round where the teams from both Icon and Base they will fight, and they'll be paired against each other in Gang Wars matches where they'll be using assets that are already available, by the way. So they will be fighting against each other, and based on their wins, loss, and how many kills they do, how many damage they deal to the opponent. That based on that, they will be ranked in the table, and then the top 16 teams will be qualifying to the final stage, which is going to be a double bracket elimination stage. So every team which qualifies will get two chances at loss. If they lose the second time, then they are out of the tournament. But if they make it to the end, then they get a piece of the huge prize pool. So that's basically the flow of the tournament, how it's going to go about. It's probably going to be running for 2 to 3 weeks based on the number of players that join, because the number of teams will determine the length of the group stage. So yeah, that's going to be the basic structure of the whole tournament. I went on a little bit of a monologue there.
No, that was fantastic. That was a fantastic explanation because you know, John and I, you know, we community managers over at Icon Discord, and we see, you know, community members always asking, you know, join the Gangsterverse. You know, it's a fantastic project, and you know, we've seen how you guys have been progressing. So, I mean, we are looking forward to seeing playing in this tournament, and you know, all the best on that front. Um, Yeah.
Arash, one thing I forgot to say about the prize pool. So, we actually want to encourage as much players to join. So, we have a pretty hefty prize pool, which is starting at $3,000. Like the whole prize pool is going to be $3,000, which is going to be distributed among the winners. So, if the prize pool starts is the prize pool at is 3,000, then per team the winning team will get around $300 per person. But there's a twist that we're introducing. Like as new players join the tournament, we're going to be increasing the prize pools from our own treasury. So yeah, we want as much players to join. So I just wanted to put that out there. The prize pool is gonna could possibly go crazy around like uh, starting with 3,000 to how much ever. I just wanted to put that out there.
Wow. Nice. Guys, if you're listening in, the guys who are listening in, more the merrier. So make sure you join in. Obviously, we'll share more information once the tournament goes live, and also follow the Gangsterverse account as well, for the latest updates on when they're launching the tournament. I just want to get just Fez is having some issues, but until he joins, I just want to know from the Gangsterverse team, like, how was it? I just want to get an idea of the implementation side, an idea on the XCall tech side, how it was the experience of utilizing XCall for the multi-chain tournament. Maybe PJ can shed some light on that.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, so we're basically using X calls throughout the entire tournament period, from stage one, cross chain NFT minting of tournament pass, which allows user to join tournament for absolutely free, to stage 2, where you're able to pick weapons, items, sneak moves from either of the chains, icon as well as base, and then take them inside the war, to the final stage, stage 3, reward distribution to the users in their respective native chain. So this is a very high level implementation of xcall from our side, from the day we open up tournament till the day it ends. So there are a lot of xcall transactions that are going to happen. And if I had to talk about the feedbacks, since we're one of the first teams in Icon to indicate Xcall, when we started out with it, there were a lot of technical challenges, I have to admit. Initially, the Xcode relay was not stable and was undergoing a lot of changes, which significantly caused delays in our tournament completion time. However, if I talk about the current situation, all of those issues are resolved and it has gotten very stable. The documentation is also way clearer than it used to be. We do still face some occasional RPC issues in testnet, and delays in transaction propagation, but I'm hoping that will not be the case in mainnet with dedicated RPCs. And yeah, I don't have much feedback on xcall for the short term, but for the long term it would be really cool to see xcall being used in a fully decentralized way, instead of relying on a centralized relay, right? So however, the xcall at this current stage is a big game changer, and this made the crazy idea of running Gangwars on a multiple chains way easier. So yep, all in all, it was awesome building with it.
I'm really glad to hear that, and also like the way you honestly said about the experiences. That's fantastic. I think if you guys know, a few of the community members have been asking what are the implementations, because we're used to Icon GP implemented in balanced, and community wants to know, okay, what other applications are there, and it's great to hear that the gangster was also implementing it, and also I think in terms of relays as well, you hit the nail on the head. Like, I think that the icon team also constantly mentions how the need for more decentralized relays as well. So yeah, Fez, are you listening?
Yep. Am I coming through?
Yeah, perfect. I know
Okay, great.
you're very excited about this application of Xcall, so love to hear your thoughts on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think so. A few things there. Yeah, it's good. One, I feel like Larke has intentionally kept the tech lead of Gangster Bet away from me. So, Larke, I'm going to be having a side conversation. The fact that I'm first time hearing his voice on this call, so it's good to hear and hear some of the challenges he faced. So, I just want to clear the air though on a couple of things. Is Xcall itself is just a contract, a smart contract, right? It has no interoperable properties, nothing. It's a contract that listens to messages it receives. Those messages can come from wherever it deemed, whether it's on the actual blockchain, it could send messages to the contract and the contract would relay it to another path on the same chain if that's how someone wants to use it, which makes no sense. But to just give context there. And then the second aspect that we have built to enable the use of our general message passing platform, Xcall, is at the moment focused on the relay. So it's good to hear feedback. Yes, there has been a lot of streamlining and optimization of the relay, with a lot of updates shipping over and over, with a lot of the feedback first coming from Balanced. It's funny when I reflect. Just recently, actually, I was talking to the team, and there's certain stability issues that we've worked through, but there's certain components, like, for example, when you use Wormhole, I don't know, for me personally, every 10th transaction, if I do a transfer or something like that, I'll have to manually, claim that transaction doesn't appear. And this is not a rub on Wormhole or anything like that. It is just the state of messages being relayed to other chains that rely on RPCs or use some kind of multi-sig solution to relay the messages, but also rely on various RPC providers to provide that data to the relays. At odd times, bits of block data, a random block will get skipped by the RPC provider, which then causes this issue of, hey, this transaction's missing, I didn't get my funds. But actually, all that's happened is that data hasn't been passed across from the RPC. And in Wormhole scenario, that's where you can manually intervene and go, hey, here's my transaction, pay a transaction fee, and it will go call for that specific bit of information, and then it gets delivered. So the reason I'm giving such a long rant is I guess that's the phase we're at as well, right? We've got a mainstream product and now GangsterBet using it as well. And some of the learnings we're taking away, okay, these seems to be common issues that happen. And if it's more context, once it's happening to you, realize why it happens on the other platforms as well. So we've been optimizing that, and it's gotten a lot better. The relays, yes, they are centralized, but they're centralized if you're running one, right? So like just with Wormhole, a relay, they can have 20 relays running, and that is their multi-sig, like a multi-sig setup for their relays, and they're essentially.
Oops, I think we lost Fez. Fez, you there? Or was it just me?
No. Hello, Fez?
Is it? Am
Oh
I
yeah,
back?
we got you. We got you. Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Okay, where did I go? What did you lose me at? Anyway, I won't go on my
Relay. Yeah.
long rant.
Relay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the relay, like in the case of GangsterBet, yeah, you're using one relay, so yeah, it's very centralized, and then there are options to use a couple of relays and source your information. But again, in the context of how GangsterBet is using it, that's just not required for the moment, right? Like unless actual funds and things are getting transferred across chains, then that's where you need to start thinking, okay, how do I make sure that this setup is more robust? But yeah, so Xcall is it? Oh, maybe you lost me. Oh, yeah.
No,
Xcall is Xcall is its own contract, and the relays are kind of that setup that help relay the messages. That's what they're called, relays, to various chains. So yeah. Overall, over the moon that GangsterBet's here. We've got this cross-chain tournament. I love that we've got NFTs, something else other than token transfers and things like that, using cross-chain messages to as a solution, right? Generally, even across other platforms, what you're seeing is the standard use case of either token transfer or protocols doing some kind of token distribution via messages to other chains, but nothing to do with NFTs. So it's really cool to see this happen.
Yeah, thanks, Faiz. Yeah, I just want to get to know, like, since you kind of made the distinction between Xcall as a messaging protocol, and obviously it needs an interoperability tech to obviously pass those messages. For the sake of people who aren't aware, like, so there's base and there's icon. What is interoperability tech, and in terms of the future, like, what other protocols are you hoping to kind of for Xcall to kind of leverage on?
So we built Xcall to be compatible. So for a long time, for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, we built all these adapters for Layer 0, Wormhole, and a few more I can't remember because we've shipped them a while back. But learning out of that is, again, until we got a few more products on other chains, and showcasing how it works, then you're not going to get people using it. So, and the underlying issue as well is, like, for products like Layer 0 that we've integrated onto EVM chains and various other chains, it's not connecting back to Icon. So our core product like Balance can't actually utilize and show how Xcall is being used via other, how we're using it via other interoperable protocols. But the goal with the messages is to just make it compatible with anything. It shouldn't matter. We're not trying to lock. It shouldn't matter to adapt or anyone who's building what interoperable protocol they choose to secure how they send messages or data. Let's just messages and data, same thing, data from each chain, right? And that's kind of was the goal, is still the goal, and was and has been with Xcall, where here's a standard. We're not telling you to use the original gold BTP. No, we're not telling you that. We're actually telling you use the solution you want, but use this standard because you can then reuse it on any of the compatible solutions. So we've done that. That's been built, like I said. It's more, we're back to square one in terms of, hey, flagship dApp, let's get more use cases and show people using the infrastructure, which is now predominantly based around the relay setup. Obviously, BTP and IBC use Xcall as well, that we have implemented and connected to Icon. But a majority of the EVM expansions, especially with Layer 2, is being pushed through our relay setup, which in the case of Balanced is set up through dual verification and things like that.
Cool, fantastic. Just one more question I wanted to ask you. Well, it came from a couple of community members yesterday. They wanted to know, obviously they want to know, obviously, Gangsterverse. I mentioned that to join the space to get more information on use cases of Icon GAP, but can you tell us at this stage, is anything else that is being implemented, or especially on the balance side of things, that Icon GMP is expanding towards?
I feel I've been pretty vocal and transparent on all that stuff. I don't know if I have anything new to add there. I do think, like I highlighted before, your general use case is some kind of token. Like a great PancakeSwap, for example. They for a while now have been their Pancake token for Ethereum users. They were distributing that via messages, sending messages from Binance Smart Chain to Ethereum to do this distribution. So what I was trying to highlight here is, like, generally that is the default use case. And Balance kind of is you doing all of that on steroids, right? So it's not just for token distributions. Every swap and loans now that happen actually uses Xcall. So we've got two variations where being swaps and actually loans where you can take out on your assets on all these various chains that Balance supports. So I think it's pretty good dual use case to showcase how Xcall works. And I think the final part, like, I'm pretty excited about and it just keeps sticking to this narrative. Is the guys actually Venture 23 itself through CPS, the cross-chain token standard, which is just in the final phase of internal audits at the moment, as we work through, finished off the Sui and Solana audit. So when that gets done, then we're going to see it evolve a little bit where, SICX and Balance move from being just an icon token, and hopefully Crown, which is something, oh God, I hope I haven't released the alpha, Larke, but essentially any of the icon ecosystem tokens that have been struggling, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, all is well, but now the opportunity exists, especially if you're LPing in Balanced, you can quickly migrate across to this cross-chain token standard, which we will do for SICX and Balance. And just like BNUSD is available, basically you could, anyone could deploy their tokens on any of the chains Balance is deployed on. And, as we have more and more of that, and more of these assets go cross-chain or get newer players, newer teams on different chains that are building, choose, hey, you know what, we'll put our liquidity on Balance because we want to launch on Base and Sui at the same time and have the unified liquidity. They can do that, so we'll just, as that gets released and more tokens go that way and we get more partners, we should just see the use of Xcol ramp up. Look, but at the end of the day, you know what? And something I've also, me and Larke have been talking in the background, it's not about Xcol use. Like at this point, like any of that stuff generates volume. And I know it's very balance centric, but GangsterBet creates this very unique use case to kind of show this wider NFT community, hey, you can do this cool stuff as well, right? If you're happy building on one chain, you build on that chain, and you can use messaging just the way these DeFi apps are doing it at the moment to expand your audience, because that's what it comes down to, right? Blockchain's very tribal. You can try to expand. People generally aren't interested. They stick to their chains. But what if you can take your DApp in a unified way to new chains and attract that crowd, and they wouldn't even realize that, hey, this belongs to that chain or this chain. They're just using the application because it's on their chain and sharing the user base with every other chain that uses it. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yes, you definitely dropped a bit of alpha. I want to hear a bit more about this Crown future use case. Maybe Lucky can shed some light on it in terms of other chains.
Sorry. So yeah, definitely. I think, like Fez mentioned earlier, with this new token standards, like Crown token can actually exist in multiple networks at the same time with one unified liquidity that would be an icon. And this has always been a challenge for us, and especially for other projects. We work with other projects, and they have liquidity on multiple chains. Like they have tokens on Ethereum, Polygon, let's say Ton, and they have to have liquidity in every other chain. But this really solves a real issue. And when this goes live, I think it's almost there, I guess. First, we can definitely have this asset. I mean, the Crown across different chain. We do have plans to launch Crown on a new chain, and maybe in the future, our initial plan of having multiple games, multiple mini games on top of Emerald City can also exist, like behind the scene. Right now, whatever we do is, I feel like it's an experiment. We did rock paper scissors, a very small experiment of building a mini game on top of Emerald City. But who knows? In the future, you can have mini games on Base, on Sui, on Ton, on Solana, on Sui, and these can reside on the Emerald City, and people need not know which chain it is on. They can just come and play as regular games, right? So I think that's our ultimate vision of having multiple games, multiple assets on top of Gangsterverse, and I feel like this technology really helps. It helps us come close to that vision. Multi-chain tournament, I feel like it's one of the first things that we can do, cross-chain, multi-chain, across different networks. This is a huge milestone. I think a metaphor, or I would say a resemblance, is a game that exists in PlayStation and Xbox. People can play it together. Right now, even some games are exclusive to one particular console. But what if people can play across two different consoles without worrying about the other player is on? There are very limited number of games that do this, but this technology XCall can actually make it possible for I mean, it has made possible for us, and it can make it possible for other games and other apps as well. So very excited about this new launch, and how the people are going to perceive this.
That's great to hear. I mean, the holy grail for like a lot of the gaming, crypto gaming ecosystem is how do you get that traditional PlayStation user to come on, a blockchain based gaming system. I mean, um, so yeah, it was great to hear to make it, the user experience, not knowing which chain you're there, it's another less of a step for people to like the non crypto community who's big in gaming, to come in and play. They don't really care, which chain it is. They just want to have a good experience on a game. I think from what I've seen is a lot of people focus on the crypto part of it and not focus on the gaming experience. And I think to get more gamers, you need to have a good game first of all, and then have the crypto side of it as on the background. So with Xcall and Icon GP, hopefully we go to the next step. So it's great to hear. And yeah, just on the topic of games, Lakia on Soleil, like I know in your future pipeline, the Ruby Valley game is something that you guys are working on. I just want to get a status for the Gangsterverse community on that front.
Yep. So before that, I just want to give a bit of context on Ruby Valley. So I think the whole Web3 space, especially gaming, is such a new field that we have to keep on iterating. We have to keep on coming up with new stuff, because things move very fast, and people in the crypto space are not. I mean, they have less patient, right? So Drury Valley, we pre-announced this last like few months. I mean, I guess a couple of months ago, we did an internal testing with some community members. I see Voltari here, so I think Voltari was also one of our community testers. I think people really enjoyed the game, but from the takeaway from that game was uh, it was fun, like short term. People could people could earn. I mean, but we felt that the earning part was not very organic. So we went back to our drawing boards to kind of see what things we can change. Uh, as we speak, we have kind of changed the game, the whole Ruby Valley game, from a web game to a mobile first and a Telegram first game. We So we plan to actually have another uh, like a closed testing session with our community members, probably by next week, or I would say end of next week. It's gonna be it's gonna I think the beatdown game was one versus one, battling between characters, but now this game is gonna be more of a land capture, or uh, I would say expand your land. Not the Emerald City land. It's a very different kind of land. You build your army, you expand your land, you fight against another army. So I would say a very simplified version of Age of Empires, but with gangsters theme and gangsters assets. Um, we plan we still have not decided which chain to launch this through. We are definitely going to pick one of the chains that Icon is connected, so that we can make use of Xcall and the different like token standards if Crown is to go there. But our goal right now is gaming, have fun. People should enjoy the game. It should have a very strong distribution. Uh, and a part of it should also be where people can earn organically. So a lot of users where they can spend on some assets, and that asset or some tokens can be distributed to people who play the game. So very early days, and internally we have we have tested with few players, and we kind of enjoy the game. We hope that people kind of would love this game as well. Very excited to share this with our broader community member. It's a very alpha, uh, and so this would come under Gangsterverse, and Crown and even NFTs could be the commonality between Gangsterverse, I mean Emerald City and this Ruby Valley.
Thank you for that, Laki. It's good that you guys are focusing on the right areas in terms of user acquisition and making the gaming experience the key feature of the game. So yeah, fantastic. Um, any other questions? Does the community have any questions? I can bring you guys on if you do, but if there isn't, Solaire, any other aspects of the Gangsterverse that you think is important to mention at this point?
No, I think I'm good. Lucky pretty much covered everything from what's the history to the future. Like, it's all set.
Nice. So on the cross-chain tournament with the Icon and Base, where does users what kind of timeline can we expect for us to get in it?
Yeah, so the cross chain is set to, the multi chain tournament is set to release this week, sometime this week. So we will have our registrations open by then. And for the registrations, we are also going to give away some free pass to some of our listeners right here at the tournament. So yeah, we will reach out to the accounts through our Nextverse account.
Okay, great. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled. Obviously, we'll share it on our Icon handle as well once the tournament launches. Guys, thank you so much for your time, Fez. You obviously went through storms to kind of be with us, so really appreciate that. And all the best, guys, on the cross-chain tournament. Yeah, I think there's no questions at the moment. I'm checking. Yep. So yeah, all the best with everything, and we'll be obviously in touch once the game does launch. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
sir.
I really
Thank you,
appreciate
Arsh. Thank you, Fez. Thank you
it.
so much for having
Thanks,
us.
everyone.
Thank you for having us. Hope to
Pleasure,
talk.
guys.
Bye. Pleasure.
Bye. Bye.